Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Swami Bhaktivinoda ki jai. So I'm going to say Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva, then you used to repeat it after me, yeah? This is a glorification to Vyasudev. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today reading from Bhagavad Gita, perfection, the conclusion, the perfection of renunciation, chapter 18, text 15. Okay. Sarivani man buddhiyat. You want to repeat after me the Sanskrit or? Karma prabharye naraha nayanam va viparitam va panchate tasahetava Sarivan mana buddhiyat karma prabhavate naraha nayanam va viprayam va pachaita tasahetava sariyamani mano buddhiyat karma prabhade naraha nayanam va viprayatam va Panchaite tasya hetavaha. Want to try? Give it a try. Huh? No, try. You just said it. Try it. Yeah. No, you try. Okay. Sarima mano buddhiyad karma prabhaye naraha nayandva paritamba panchate tasahe namahatava. Don't worry if you make a mistake, try. No? Okay. Word for word. Sarira, by the body. Vak, speech. Manobi, and the mind. Yat, which. Karma, work. Pariyabharite, begins. Nara, a person. Nayam, right. Va, or. Vipratam, opposite. Vai, or. Pancha, 5. Iti, all these. Tasya, its. Hetava, causes. So, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Whatever right or wrong action a man performs by body, mind or speech is caused by these 5 factors. You can repeat after me. Whatever right or wrong action a man performs by the body, mind or speech is caused by these 5 factors. The word right and wrong are very significant in this verse. Right work is work done in terms of prescribed direction in the scriptures, and wrong work is done against the principles of scriptural injunctions. But whatever is done requires these 5 factors for this complete performance. Om Agyanti Mandasya Gana Gana Salakaya Chaksurminitamena Tasme Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaudavani Prachayane Nivishesha Shunivadi Paschachayane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Vedagadada Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So example can be given. You can get some shadow reflection of state laws in any country. You'll find the citizens who follow the state laws, they have freedom. For those who don't, they live under criminal law. So they have to follow law. They cannot be above law. So same thing, if we study nature's laws, they're very strict. If a child puts his hands in fire, he gets burnt. A child will not excuse, the fire will not excuse. If someone eats too much, then he'll have to fast for a few days. So nature's laws are very strict like that. So when you talk about nature's laws, nature means God's laws, because nature means someone's nature. So, so to understand these laws, these higher laws, one has to follow the self-realized teachers. There's a verse in the Mahabharata, it says, Tharko patista vina na rashiyasa vina dharmasa tattavaita guyam mahajanagata se pantha. That simply by simply by logic and argument, one cannot approach to truth, because the living entity has 4 defects. He has a tendency to cheat, make mistakes, be illusion, imperfect senses. So, making mistakes, Gandhi was told that he should not go to the New Delhi meeting, but he persisted and he got shot. So, making mistakes, being illusion, everyone is thinking they're the body, but they're not the body, they're soul. So, making mistakes, being illusion, imperfect senses. We cannot see what's happening behind the wall, or we cannot even see our own eyelids. So what power do we have to see beyond this world? Or even so we are limited in our perception. If the room goes dark immediately, we cannot see anything. So in that sense, we are imperfect. And tendency to cheat. A teacher's teaching in university, this is modern day education. That's modern day education, and the education which was given in the Vedic times to qualified sages and teachers. In modern day education, they just the teacher doesn't have to have a proper character. He can do his he can do his whatever he's doing in his life. But in Vedic education, a teacher has to have a proper character to teach his students. Just like in the Hare Krishna movement, the teacher who's teaching, he has to have proper conduct and proper behavior. In modern day education, they don't have that. Even they judge them by their material qualification. So this is one of the spiritual life is not just on material qualifications in itself. It's just on spiritual practices. So, and these things can be learned by Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, 3 lines of authority. So you can learn proper vision by these 3 lines of authority. And when Srila Prabhupada, he went to Moscow, he asked, he told Professor Kotovsky, he told him that you follow Lenin, we follow Krishna. But you have to follow a leader. You cannot you cannot be an authority on your own. But if you follow someone who's perfect, you become perfect. If you follow a cheater, you become cheated. So, in the human life, we have this high intelligence to discriminating power, to judge things from right and wrong. Animals can't do that. This go by instinct. So, in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna defines 3 levels of truths. He defines 3 levels of doers. So, sometimes Krishna says he's the doer. Sometimes Krishna says the living entity is doer. Material nature is just an intermediate. So, ultimately, Krishna is the cause of all causes. Without his sanction, nothing happens. But at the same time, the living entity does have mind independence. So, Krishna allows the living entity to choose his mind independence, how he wants to act. And he allows the action to happen, even if it's not, sometimes it may not be correct. Krishna allows that to rectify that jiva for his benefit. Because we are not robots. We are living beings, we have feelings. And our connection to Krishna is very close. Like sun and sunshine. People don't say shine, they say sunshine. So our connection to Krishna is like sun and sunshine, very close. So those who follow scriptural injunctions, they are considered demigods. They're in between. They respect Krishna's authority. Whereas demons, they go against Krishna's authority. So, in the material world, there's light, but where there's light, there's darkness. Darkness always follows light. So material world is also like that. Now we're living in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga means there is a core and hypocrisy. So in this age, we have to be even more careful about our association. Because whoever you associate with, you become like. And Srila Prabhupada gave an example. He says, if you take water, or someone who got tuberculosis, they drank water and you take that water, you get tuberculosis. Or another example Prabhupada gave was, if you associate with devotees, you become a devotee. And if you associate with drunkards, you become a drunkard. So the association, in general, people take very lightly. They think socializing, friends. In the outside world, one cannot avoid negative association sometimes. But one gives respect, but one should give the heart to Krishna and the devotees. Because they're the ones who will help one connect to Krishna. In the material world, people are conditioned by three modes of nature: goodness, passion, ignorance. And in the 70th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada comments that if someone does not follow scriptural injunctions, then he'll be governed by the three modes of nature which he is conditioned to. But if one takes guidance of advanced devotees, spiritual master, then he can overcome those modes and come to the proper level of pure goodness. So, an example is there that in the Krishna book, Prabhupada gives an example how even when Kamsa, he killed the 6 babies of Devaki, and the 7th one was Durga Devi who appeared, and she chastised Kamsa by telling him that you cannot kill this child which has already been born. He's already born somewhere. He's going to, you're dead, and he's going to kill you in the future. So, and Durga Devi chastised Kamsa by telling him that you should not be so cruel to your sister. So Kamsa, he became repentant because he could see the power of Durga Devi. And he could see it was beyond his control to kill Krishna. So then he had this understanding a little bit about life is temporary, The body is just changing. The soul is eternal. We are passing life in a very fast way in this world. We should not worry about the past or the future. He had this little understanding. But because he took association of the demons, then it all got covered up. So, and also Kamsa knew how Vasudeva, he was pure in heart, so he would never lie. So when Devaki had the first child, Kamsa was going to kill it, but then Vasudeva told Kamsa that I'll bring all the children to you, because initially Vasudeva was going to kill Devaki because a voice came from the sky telling Kamsa that there is a child is going to kill you. So he became very fearful. He became very frightened, and he was going to kill Devaki with the sword. Then Vasudeva pacified Kamsa by telling him that all the children born, I will give to you. You can do what you like with them. So, the difference is, Kamsa, he became very disturbed, and each child which was born, he killed them. Whereas when Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb of Kayadu, the wife of Hiranyakashipu, Narada Muni was taking Kayadu away when Hiranyakashipu was doing his austerities. And Narada Muni was going to kill the child in the womb. But then Indra was going to kill a child in the womb. But then Narada Muni appeared and told Indra, you cannot kill this child, this is Bhagavad. He's a great devotee. So the demigods, they respected Narada Muni's instruction, and they circumambulated Kayadu and just left. So that's the difference between demoniac and divine. Those who are demigods, devotees, they respect Krishna's authority. And the demons are like, compared to determined thieves. You cannot give a determined thief good advice. He will not take good advice. So demons are like that. They won't take good advice. So, Srila Prabhupada comments in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, he says, if devotees in the Krishna consciousness movement strictly follow the principles and they chant 16 rounds and they come for the program which is Mangalati, and they follow the program which is given in the temple, then even the demons on the caliber of Kamsa cannot stop this movement spreading. So, Prabhupada comments how Krishna has taken birth within the womb of the Krishna consciousness movement. And if we strictly follow the principles, then even demons cannot stop this movement spreading. There were some examples of this, how demons have tried to stop this movement spreading, but they weren't successful. There was a story in Poland. One man came to the devotees and he said, I want you to leave your temple by the evening. If you don't leave, I'm going to break your temple down. I want to kill you all. So that man, he had a toothache, and he went to the dentist, and he died there. There was even this temple of Juhu, which is in Bombay, same thing happened. The Mr. Naya, he was very against Srila Prabhupada. He gave this land to many companies before Srila Prabhupada, negotiation-wise. He thought he could cheat Srila Prabhupada. But Srila Prabhupada, he prayed to Nrsingadev. You can see the picture there, half man, half lion. He prayed to Nrsingadev that please, I've got this land for Radha Rasvi Hari, please help me to deal with this person. And interesting enough, this Mr. Nair, he had a heart attack. When they did an autopsy, they found out that generally when someone has a heart attack, the veins burst, But in this one, nothing happened to the veins. It's just a heart attack. Something happened to the heart. So it seems like Lord Nrsingadev punched the heart. So even the doctors were amazed what happened. They were thinking, wow, what is this? So, even we made encounters in spreading Krishna consciousness in the modern times. How people don't totally accept what Krishna consciousness is. But somehow or other, by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, because Lord Chaitanya, when Krishna came, he would kill the demons. But Lord Chaitanya, he kills the demoniac mentality. He turns the demons into devotees. Somehow or other, by contacting the devotees and getting Lord Chaitanya's mercy, many of these people have a change of heart. And even it happened like the Prime Minister of Hungary, Srila Sivaram Swami, he took the Hungarian Prime Minister to Mayapur. So, in South Africa, even in order to do the preaching, it was very difficult to get into South Africa. So devotees had prasad, that is simply wonderfuls, and they gave it out in the airports to the officials. So officials allowed them in the country then. This is how they started the preaching in South Africa. So prasadam is the key. Prasadam is the way to change people's hearts. So Prabhupada said, we are the kitchen religion. So even in Ujjain it happened, because Muslims are not quite open to Krishna consciousness sometimes. They're very stuck in their ways, they're very rigid. So at some point they were feeding 25,000 children in Ujjain in the schools. And the Muslims, they were complaining that why you're giving our children this food. So the government officials came to the temple to investigate how the food was being cooked and everything. And they found nothing was wrong with it. And they told these Muslim people that you can, if you want to look after your children and cook food for them, you can arrange it, but we are not going to change anything. So they did Rath Yatra in the Muslim area in Ujjain. There was no objection. Everyone was open to having Lord Jagannath coming from the Rath cart. So that shows the potency of Krishna's mercy. So if you offer your food to Krishna, you chant his names, you come and see him in the deity form, you serve the devotees, then you're living in the spiritual world virtually. You just have to take up this practice. This practice of Krishna consciousness is very joyful, Prabhupada says. It's a joyful process. To please anyone in this world is not easy. Any individual you try and please, you can't please them, very difficult. But to please Krishna is very easy. He just wants your devotion. He's got everything. So he doesn't want your devotion. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Sarva dharma prakyajam amekam samvaja aham tam samvakyo moksha masuchaha. I give up all varieties of religion, surrender to me, I'll free you from all simple reactions. Now, for people to give up things, because people are working, they have obligations, family, children, they can't just give up everything and move into a temple. It's difficult. Not everyone can follow this lifestyle. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he explains how Lord Chaitanya resolved that contradiction. He said, you don't have to give up anything. You take to this chanting of Hare Krishna. And by this chanting, then surrender will come in time. So this is Lord Chaitanya, he's simplifying things. Actually, for people to take to chanting the holy name, it wasn't easy in previous ages. Because people have so much pride behind them. Even now you see, with rich people, for them to take to Krishna consciousness is not so easy. Because so much opulence, pride is there. There was one rich man, this one devotee was preaching, he doing housing, he was preaching to rich man, he was telling him about the importance of Bhagavad Gita. And the rich man said, well, I don't think Bhagavad Gita applies to me. So just see. Even in previous ages like Satyayug, for people in that time, they would think, how can you achieve perfection by chanting, moving the lips and tongue? How is it possible? If you go to the Himalayas and do austerities, this is a process. So Krishna is present in His holy name in all the ages, but because of the pride, people cannot take to it. So in Kali Yuga, the pride is smashed. People's intelligence is less, the memory is less, lifespan is short, unfortunate, unlucky, misguided. So there's no pride. But so in that sense, if one is a spiritual seeker, taking to this process of chanting will achieve perfection very quickly. Even in the prayers of Swami Bhattacharya, he wrote 100 prayers glorifying Lord Chaitanya. In those prayers he said, even if one is not properly behaved and is not following religious principles, but if he takes to this chanting of the holy name, then all perfection will come. On the other hand, he said, one of his other prayers, he explained that even if someone is following religious principles and is doing his duty properly, but if he's not chanting the holy name, then he's not very glorious. So, this is something we have to investigate. Actually, this process of Krishna consciousness is only for deep thinkers. Someone who is not a deep thinker, taking to this Krishna consciousness will take a long time. And Prabhupada said this Krishna consciousness can be achieved in 1 second, or it can take millions of lifetimes. It's how seriously we are to take into it. Shri Radha Gokulananda ki jai. Any questions or comments at this point? Okay. 5 factors. There is Jiva, Prakriti, Ishvara, given in Bhagavad Gita, Ishvara, Huh? Kala and karma, yeah, that's it, yeah. Yeah.
It's in the previous verse. You just go to 18:14.
18, it's given in 1814, yeah? Yeah. But then Prabhupada comments about if someone doesn't consider these 5 factors and he thinks he's the doer, then he's not very intelligent, because ultimately everything is controlled by Krishna in the heart as Super Soul. Yeah, so even Prabhupada, he was asked a question one time, does the spiritual master know everything? And Prabhupada said, the spiritual master only knows what Krishna allows him to know. So, yeah. And even if something happens to us, which is a difficult situation comes in, or something which is not, if we just see everything as Krishna's mercy, then we can, that karma which is coming to us will be wiped out. This is, there was an example of this. There was a devotee, he used to come here, Raghunath, he left his body, he's a Prabhupada disciple. And he was a bus driver. So, bus drivers have tick-in cards, you know, they've been clocking cards when they go in for driving the bus. So he told his example to me, he said he lost 3 cards like this. Each card cost like 150 pounds or something. So they called him into the office, and he was thinking, praying to Krishna, what's going to happen now, you know? I'm living in your hands. And then the authorities told him that the other drivers found your cards, so you don't have to pay for the cards. Just behave nicely with the public. You can carry on with your job. So the fact that this situation came on him, but he just prayed to Krishna, somehow it worked out properly. So so even for Bhagavad Bhushan comments like that also. It is one of his quotes, he says, if something is happening to you, you have to think that this person cannot do this. This person cannot do something to me without Krishna's sanction. So in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, is given there in the surrender unto me is explained like this, that one should not be envious or disturbed if something happens. One should see that ultimately Krishna is sanctioning behind that. Without his sanction, nothing can happen. So, to come to that platform, we have to see through the eyes of scriptures, and we have to use our intelligence. Because Prabhupada said one time, you can surrender everything to your authorities, but don't surrender your intelligence. Because your intelligence is next to Krishna and next to your soul. Krishna is giving you intelligence to use the power of discrimination. So if someone doesn't have intelligence, he should go to someone who's got intelligence. Yeah. Any other questions or comments? Jai Antaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna